Hello everyone, welcome to practicing session number 2 so far that I've posted. This one we're not working on letter I of the Hummel. We are still working on the Hummel though, or at least I am. So this time I'm going to be working on one, maybe 2 spots that, one of them is 4 measures long. The first one I'm going to work on is 1 measure long, and it's just I haven't been able to get it up to full tempo yet. I keep on missing the end of it. So I'm just going to go through working on it, and I'm actually going to explain what I'm doing this time instead of just playing it. So it'll be a different approach to this. So right now I have the spot at a slow enough tempo to where I know I can get it correct most of the time. So I'm just going to play it regularly at this slow tempo a couple times, and then I'm going to slowly speed it up, and if I find that at a certain tempo I can't play it the way I want it to play it, then I'll go into some other methods which I will share with y'all. So here we go. Right now I'm at tempo 105, and my goal tempo for today is 136. If not 136, then about 130. So now I'm going to speed it up 4 clicks, and I'm going to play it about 3 or 4 times and see if I need to dive into it at this tempo. So since I did have that one mess up on one of the reps, I am going to slur it once and then play it again because I'm not sure I need to dive in at this tempo yet. I think it's when it gets to around 115 that I tend to start flubbing up with my fingers and my tongue, and they don't align as well. So I know I said I was going to do a one-time slur, but I decided to do it multiple times slurred, and I'm still going to do a couple more times with slurring it because it wasn't as comfortable as I wanted it to be, because I was in a lesson with my dad. He's one of my private instructors, and he was saying that when you slur something, your embouchure moves in the way it should move when you need to play it regularly, when you tongue it and stuff, and that sometimes people will forget that, so when they slur it, they'll move their embouchure in more than they would if they were tonguing it, and then when they go back to tonguing it, it might not lock in like how it was when they were slurring it. So that's what he was saying I might have been struggling with on this spot, because I find that when I am tonguing it, I just kind of like to keep it mostly in the same place because it's more comfortable. But when I'm slurring it, I really have to focus on, okay, this is where the B flat goes. Now I'm going to go up to the C and down to the G. So yeah, I'm going to slur it a couple more times, and then depending on how it goes, I'm going to then tongue it. So I felt like that was a lot better than before I slurred it, so I'm going to bump up It's a tempo 6 clicks. So now we're at 115, which is around the tempo that I tend to mess up more often. That actually went better than I thought it would. I did have one time where one of the G's didn't respond the way I wanted to. So that's why I did more reps. Also, I did more reps than the other ones because it didn't feel as comfortable. But by the time that I came to the last 2 to 3 reps, sorry, I'm having speaking problems today. I was like, okay, I got this. This is way more comfortable. So a lot of people, like, when I believe perfect practice makes perfect. Right now, this is what my dad would consider perfect practicing, I think. He's currently not in a place where he can hear me. He says that repping it a lot, but playing it the wrong way is not good. Like, yeah, you're repping it and you're practicing it, but you're playing it the wrong way. So when I find that I finally am playing something what I think is the right way I need to play it, for where, like, my ability is, then I'll rep it more just so I can build that muscle memory in what the right way feels like. So now I'm gonna bump up the tempo 5 clicks to make it 120. And we're just going to do the same process of playing it, and if it messes up, slurring it, and then if that doesn't work, then we'll go into other methods. And if we happen to only have to deal with slurring today, then that's great. Here we go. We are at 120. So I am going to slur it because from what I hear, I think that my G's aren't as, like, there's not as much tone to them as the other notes. So now we get to go back to slurring. Slurring is definitely harder than tonguing it. But from what I hear, when I do slur it, the G's seem like they're left out. And we don't want the G's to seem like they're left out because every note has to matter. So I think it's time to bring up another method, which is mouthpiece buzzing. And right now, I can't mouthpiece buzz, like, I can't buzz it on a mouthpiece at 120. So I'm not going to use the metronome for this, and I'm just going to note by note play it into what I think is the right pitch. But before that, I'm going to play each note by note on the horn with the mouthpiece in, so I can hear the pitches, so I know, like, okay, I think I'm hitting it in the right spot. So now we're on to mouthpiece buzzing. after I do that, I'll slur it a little slower than usual, and then I'll bring it back to the metronome and see if that helped me slurring it better at 120. So the mouthpiece definitely did help improve the slurring, so now I get to go to tonguing. So I still am not as consistent as I want to be. When I did go back to tonguing for the first time, it did, like, my fingers and my tonguing flubbed up a little bit, but I wasn't sure if that was just like a random mistake or if it was actually something like was going wrong, or I don't know what happened, but I did it again. Like, I played another rep just to see. I tried focusing more on, okay, let me think about aligning my fingers and my tongue, and then it started to get better. But then as I got on, there were a couple reps where the G's kind of went bye-bye. So I would go back to, after that, slurring and then mouthpiece again, and then I would start that whole process over, and then I would play it again. So right now, I did not hit my goal tempo of 136, but I felt like I got a lot better, at least knowing where the pitches are and just understanding that measure, because I'm starting to learn that the Hummel has a few little tricks all over the place. But I'm not going to go to the other part I was going to work on. It was four measures after letter F. I played it in my second video of the performance. I played that part, and if you happen to listen back, that was one of the spots that wasn't as clean or polished. Well, not really polished, but as clean as the rest of the piece. So yeah, I hope some of y'all learned something from this. I guess to recap, I went over slowing it way down to where you feel like you're comfortable with it, and you know you won't mess it up, and if you, like, you're pretty sure you won't mess it up. Because as a young player, I know that nothing is for sure. You can't say, oh, I will never mess this up, but then the next day you mess it up, so we're not reliable, but you think you won't mess up. And then you'll speed it up, and when you happen to get to a tempo that causes you to mess up something, whether it's pitch, finger alignment, or right now we're more focused on the pitch, you would slur it and then do mouthpiece buzzing with it. And with the mouthpiece buzzing, make sure that you go through the pitches one by one on your instrument to know what the pitches are, so you have the right pitches on the mouthpiece. And then you'll just do that process until you get to your goal tempo. And then once, I will not stop doing this process until I feel as comfortable at 136 as I do at 105. So yeah, thank you for listening, and stay safe. Bye.